Samrat is gone to Mysore.
One who knows. So the knowing happens only through cogitation, and it's a constant awareness. So it happens in the intellect. You're constantly cogitating. Like anytime you can slip and fall prey to all everything.
It is like you are having, let us say for example, now we have a skin on top, which is called an epidermis. Below that is a dermis, and below that are the all the fleshy stuff and all, and then the bones and all. So like that, considering there are number of bodies, so the actual cogitation happens in the mind. So that is the second before intelligence, before intellectual body.
The third body.
Yeah. So you will find that the supreme divine intelligence that is there within us, it is pure. It's absolutely pure. Now the basic intelligence which we use for our material world is always tainted. After that, we have the mind. So everything happens in the mind. You'll find that memory, reasoning,
emotions,
everything is piling up over there. But knowing, the knowing which you are asking, where does the knowing happen? It is like, let us say for example, I am seeing a person, or just now you got a call. The person had to tell you 2-3 lines before you could say, now I know who you are. So what happens is, as if it is going deeper and deeper into the layers, to the place called memory, to search it out whether you have understood. Correct? So in the same way what happens is, our intellect is already having a knowledge. It is already having that idea, this is it. And when the knowledge is coming from outside, like the person called you. So when the person called you, how the sequence happened? Person called, you had to put it in the mind, and then you had to go back to your memory. Yes, all those things happened. Finally you said, yes, now I know. Same way, the divine knowledge is already embedded in it, in you. The only thing which happens is, you get to have an understanding, yes, now I know. So, something like you get a revelation, like, oh, I got it. And that is the reason why it is called self-realization. Knowing what is inside of you. The inside of you matches with the knowledge outside of you. So, both these things, yeah. Fentil I have to send. What is something? So both these knowledge outside, which is say material worldly knowledge which is coming from books or the guru's talks, satsangs, all those when they come inwards, from outside they are coming inside. So you get an idea that this is what it is. Good morning, Santil.
Good morning.
So that is a time when the knowledge becomes firm. Both the bodies, the knowledge connected to the body outside and the inside becomes firm. Okay. Senthil, you have any question?
Yeah, it's a general question I had. Is today's world driven by tamas totally?
Yes. This is in the last stage of our, that is the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, tamas is very much prominent. It is very much going to rule the world. World in the sense, everything in the universe is driven by tamas. Finally, it has to go towards destruction. So you will find everything is remote control. Press one button, ho jata
hai. Yeah, all the technology is also helping that.
Well, tamasic in nature.
It's destructive.
Yeah, earlier you could go and adjust the TV ka screw. Oh, thora bada ho gaya, volume chota ho gaya. Nowadays they don't even bother getting up. Even starting to end also is in your hands. You want to record also, it is in your hands. You want to flip forward also, it's in your hands. So it's like very laid back attitude we have. Again, earlier the Guruji would have traveled, walked and walked and walked. Now he is only clicking one button and
Now
things
he
are.
walks and
Now
he
he,
pays with it.
and you don't have to be right in front of him also. Imagine. So full tamas in nature, yes. We are moving, we are actually in tamas. It's rajas, the quantity of it, and tamas. Sattva is very much in the dwindled state. It doesn't exist anymore. You can say that. Very minute quantity, trace elements. It's like that.
Vitamins, that is.
So, okay. So should we carry, should we say, continue 24, no? Huh? Okay, chapter 13, okay, verse 24. Some by meditation behold the Supreme Spirit in the heart with the help of the refined and sharp intellect. Others realize it through the discipline of knowledge, and still others through the discipline of action, karma yoga. So there are various ways of seeing this Supreme Spirit. Just now when we started, we said the same thing. How do you see the Supreme Spirit? There are multiple layers on us. So first, you can do it by using your intellect also. That means you are actually,
Cogitating.
yes, you are thinking about it. You are pressurizing your mind and your intellect and trying to get knowledge from outside. Yes. So some of them are able to pierce through their intellectual knowledge inside the heart. The heart is not this heart. Heart is, like I said last time, it's inside of us where the knowledge is stored. The divine, supreme divine consciousness reigns over there. So it can be done in any of these ways. So meditation. Some people can do meditation on the heart. So by going into the deeper meditation of the heart, they can reach this particular state. Others can do it by means of knowledge. They can do dissection. And by dissection, they are thinking about it in terms of, okay, this is what it means. Brahma, aham brahmasmi. All those verses that are there, which is called the Mahavakyas, they are dissecting them. They are trying to understand them. Finally, they are able to pierce this heart. Or the third type is by means of karma. So by action. So by action also you can reach. So the three methodologies here said. Other dull-witted persons, however, not knowing thus, worship even as they have heard from others, and even those who are thus devoted to what they have heard are able to cross the ocean of mundane existence in the shape of death. Now, what happens to every other person in this universe? What do? They listen from their parents, their grandparents, the people around us, the public, the society around us. What do they hear? You go to this temple, you go to this church, or you do this, you will get benefits. You will get to see God, or you will get to experience God. This is what they say. So again, what happens is, such type of these people are with a lesser intellect. That means they are people who are having. See, he says they are dull-witted people. Huh. Actually, in the material world, they are the smartest cookies. In the material world, these are the smartest cookies because they are interested in making money, they are interested in eating, drinking, everything, fantastic activity they are interested. But for the spiritual, they become dull-witted. That division doesn't work for them. तो मेंटस खाना पड़ेगा तो दिमाग की बत्ती जलती है. So such type of people, however, knowing, how do they know God? They only know God by saying we have to go to the temple, we have to pray to so and so. They just keep on doing this continuously.
What you have heard.
Yes, what they are hearing, what they are
exposed to.
What they have been exposed to. So they have gone to the temples, they have gone to churches, and then they have heard their parents, if you do this, they have gone to the priests, in the temples, where they keep on saying, if you do this vratam, if you do this archana, you'll get this, you'll get that. So all these are called dull-witted people, what happens to them? They meet their death. Death in the sense, death of this body so that they can go into another one. So it is on a continuous basis that they keep on taking bodies after bodies after bodies. Even those who are thus devoted to what they have heard are able to cross the ocean of mundane existence in the shape of death. Arjuna, whosoever being moving or unmoving is born, know it as emanated through the union of the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. And again he is saying right from the beginning whatever we have been discussing about. The Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. That means the Holy Spirit and the body. They together come together to form this existing moving being. So whether it's a moving being or a non-moving being. Who is a non-moving being? A tree. A tree is there outside. We'll find that there are stones. Now we worship the stone. We make stone images, don't we? So whether there is a spirit in it or no spirit in it, there is a spirit in it. So that is because all these things that are there in the universe, right from the animate to the inanimate, are called the Kshetra. And that which moves them, that which gives them the life, that which works through them is called the Kshetrajna. So he says, in all these things, the moving and the unmoving is born. No, it has emanated through the union of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Only because these two objects have come together. Kshetra.
Then there is another aspect of power in it.
No, the Kshetrajna is the one which gives the life to it.
Life to it.
That means whether it is a prana shakti or any other form of energy that you can think of. See, I can just take a body, put all the things together, but it will not move.
Yeah, that's true. I'm saying, like for example, if it's a neem tree, the power in the neem, that is another aspect, right?
The power in the neem comes because of what are the ingredients in the neem. The ingredients are not the thing. See, what happens is, let us say for example, the diamond. The diamond and the gold has its own power. Okay. Now, what is it that gives it the power? See, gold has got so many powers. Let us say, for example, what kind of powers does gold have? Power of attraction, power of purity, power to murder and kill, power of greed. All
Power
these
to
things,
incite all this.
everything. So now you can see just that object called gold contains all these powers in it. Without you, so where do these powers actually come from? The power is not in the object.
It's in the observer.
Yes, yes. So even in the objects like gold, it only has the basic ingredient in it. But because of the living entities who have the power to use their mind, those are the entities which can give them such connotations or meaning. See, a person is blind, cannot see gold, color of gold. Do you think that that person, even if he is given one gold coin, will understand? He will think it is some metallic piece in his hand. That's it. Beyond that, he will not have any idea. It's the same thing. Suppose I give a bar of metal to a blind person or to an ignorant person. How will that ignorant person know what it is?
It's more value, you
Correct. You just look at the bar of metal and he will say, what is this? I don't want, and throw it away. But it may be a platinum bar. A bar of platinum. Now, who knows that it's a bar of platinum? It is those who are in the know. That means what? Can you imagine that that bar of platinum has no value on one side, whereas the one who can think about it, has got the idea about it, is in a position to value it. Correct? Then how does he look at it? Now a lot of cogitation will happen. Some people will say, oh, I can use it for some purpose. Some people will say, I will hide it. Some people will have fear because it has come to them from somewhere. Some people will say they will feel very happy. Oh, they have found something. Some people, the moment they see the bar, they will say money. Okay. Some people will say, with this I can do something good or bad in the world. So, who is the one who is giving them this idea? It is the Ch13. So, all this movement that is there, that is what he is trying to say. See, the dwelling in the body,
Moving on.
yes, through the union of Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. Without the Kshetrajna, none of these things will happen. Correct? He alone truly sees, who sees the Supreme Lord as imperishable and abiding equally in all perishable beings, both animate and inanimate. This is what I was talking about to someone last week. As I said, what is the meaning of the word love? The meaning of the word love is so many things, To different people, I love my husband, I love my wife, I love my child, I love my dogs, I love my garden, I love my, everything. But what is that? That is all that is perishable. All this love is perishable. It doesn't stay. When the object is lost or when the object doesn't exist in front of us or when there are wrong feelings come in person, let us say for example, a husband cheating or a wife cheating, it is going to cause a problem in the human being. And that is the time when this entire thing breaks down and then what has happened to the love? Love is gone away. So it is not, it's a perishable commodity. But what is the meaning of the word love? Love means to see everything in every small object or being, God in it. Because if you love God, to see God in the minutest of the thing to the largest of the thing, that is in microcosm and in microcosm, if you can understand that there is only God in it. And this is the verse which will tell you. He alone truly sees, who sees the Supreme Lord as imperishable and abiding equally in all perishable beings. Okay, look at that.
Big chunks.
Yeah. Rain
Tree.
tree, it is raining. So, this, all the perishable things, like just now I explained, you know what I explained? This love that you have, husband, wife, mother, child, brother, sister, all these love are conditional and are perishable in nature. Correct? Now to see the imperishable love in them. Now to see the imperishable in them. What is imperishable? The Lord, the Kshetrajna. He alone truly sees, who sees the Supreme Lord as imperishable. He sees this Lord in everything. Because he is imperishable. The Lord is imperishable. He sees this imperishable Lord in every perishable object equally. That means there is no such thing as my husband has got a greater power of God in him and my neighbor has lesser power of God in him. No, nothing like that. You can't say those words. You have to see God equally in everything in the universe. Even if it is a tree is also perishable. So can you see God equally in that? See, what we do is we have this partiality. We will see, okay, this bilva tree has got more power in it than, a poison ivy. Poison ivy and bilva tree cannot be put together. Now, bilva tree is a tree, the leaves are used for Shivji. Just Shivratri went by, so you put the bilva. Now, suppose I pluck with, with gloves, I can't touch poison ivy. With gloves and I put it on top of Shiva. You think that is equal? But to see God in it equally means what? Bilva has its own properties. Poison ivy has its own properties. Poison ivy is used for the purpose of protection. Bilva is used for the purpose of consecration, for prayer to God. Everything is in the right place or no? Do you understand this difference? Ah. Now let us say, for example, a lemon. Okay, a lemon juice can be made. हाँ, लेकिन वो दूसरा कोई चीज में यूज नहीं कर सकते. Okay, now say for example, lemon is sour in taste. I can keep an acid bottle next to it. Well, this is sour in taste, this is also sour in taste. Now drink both. One is lemon juice and one is
But if you drink acid first, you won't drink lemon.
So, and you will have a lemon, by the way. So both look same, yellow color liquids, So, and both taste bitter. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? खारा, sour. Now think about it. Can you equate the two? No. But God is equal in them, I said. That means the lemon juice is having its own properties which are meant for the purpose that they are there. Similarly, the acid has its own properties for the purpose that it is there. So acid, I am going to use Harpic in the toilet. But the lemon in the toilet is not good, sir. Lemon over here, we can drink lemon juice. But but I can't put both those things crossways. So if you get the point, every person, now what this will tell you is this: sometimes we have people who are acid tasting, and sometimes we have lemon juice fellows. Like both are sour in nature. One may be our parent, very sour and karwa person or something like that. Always like that, okay? Or somebody in our life, maybe the husband, keeps on poking and poking and poking. Well, I say, sour character. On the other side, you have a dangerous character. Okay? No, you can take your husband close, but you can't take this dangerous character close. There are differences. So you have to keep this person far away, and this person you can take close. So these are two things that are applicable. So seeing God in everybody doesn't mean you take the snake close to you. Okay? Each one has its own uses and properties which they are meant for. So classify human beings equally. God is distributed in them, but stay away from the God which is dangerous to you. So both animated in it. For by seeing the Supreme Lord equally present in all, he does not kill the self by himself and thereby attains the supreme state. Now if you see the Lord in everything, okay, so that means the Lord is in you also. If you can see it in the chair, in the table, in the board, in the computer, if you see God in everything, will you take your computer and throw it out of the window? No. But suppose some mosquito comes. If there is God in it, so but you are going to take tough time, usko maar dalenge, nahi? So वो जो है उसको मारना जरूरी है. In one of the chapters that we are going to do in the ahead over here, there's going to be a lot of things which are going to be contra to each other. Okay. Now just now I'm talking about killing a mosquito. And in the chapter next, it is going to tell you can't do this and you can't eat this and this is not good and putrid flesh is not good and so on and so forth. That means items which are kept in the fridge for a very long time or those which are preserved. Again, see how the difference is. Now in some countries in the world, they take the meat, they make a thin slice of it and hang it outside for one whole year. And then they cut it and eat it later on.
They relish that smell.
And they relish it, by the way. Okay. Now,
They don't even cook it.
it is eaten raw. And now again, we have the cheese, cheese. The older the cheese, the better it seems it is.
The more molds on it, the better.
Yeah.
We would throw it out.
But the milk, if it becomes bad, we don't use it. We don't use it because milk. We don't use it. Whereas the milk which is kept like this in the form of a cheese for hundreds of years also we will love to eat that. So there is a difference. So the Kshetra and the Kshetragni you got to understand. The differentiation happens in our minds. It is not happening in the objects. But we should understand and use our intellect to rightly take the correct decisions. Understand, you have to take decisions which are correct. So that is the reason why you can't drink acid, but you can drink lemon juice. This is the importance that you need to give to this knowledge that is there. Whereas seeing God in everything. He who sees all that actions are performed in every way by nature, Prakriti and the self as the non-doer, he alone verily sees. Every time, something happens to a person, they will always say, God, you are the one who has put troubles in my life. You are the one who is responsible for all the problems in my world. You are the one who is creating all these hassles. Now, please understand, the Kshetrajna, the Lord, is actually not responsible for it. Just now I said, no, in the gold, you see goodness and you see evil also. So do you think the God has put evil in the gold or goodness in the gold? No. The evil or the goodness is in your mind, not in the gold. A person who is a realized being will treat gold like dirt. He will throw it away. He will say, what am I to do with the gold? Okay. So for him it doesn't make a difference. But for a person who is full of lust and greed and all, will want, give me gold, give me gold. Like yesterday, there is this person who went to Australia. And what he did was, like the Ocean's 11 movie, he paid a lot of money to this person who was monitoring the cameras in the gambling den. In that, what do you call that? What is that? Las Vegas में क्या रहता है वो? Casinos. So this fellow, all the card का game होता है ना. So this person was sitting in those gaming rooms, and he had paid this fellow. This fellow used to zoom on the camera with all these other players and come to know and used to pass on information to this fellow. This person earned $33 million. The person who won $33 million, finally the casino came to know what this fellow was doing. So they told him to vacate the villa and whole family and throw them off. Now tell me something. The cameras were meant for surveillance so that nobody cheats. But isn't it the same item got used for cheating purpose? So the goodness and the badness is not there in that object. The camera is a camera, like this camera is a camera. Just now I am doing satsang. Okay, I can use my MMR. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? MMS. They download those movies and all that, no? Or maybe, I can have one fashion show or something. What do you call that? Pornographic show over here. Now, two things, camera is a camera. You think the camera understands what it's supposed to do or no? No, it is not the camera. Basically, you have to understand that the goodness or the badness is in this individual. So every individual taints it. So now tell me, how is God responsible? So the one who understands that it is your karma or the prakriti. Prakriti is a nature. So if it is in your nature to look at everything on the downside in the world, you are going to see the whole world is bad. But if it is in your nature to see everything good, it is your nature which is seeing good. Why is God responsible for you seeing good or bad, sir? God is not responsible. Got it? Right? Now, all these activities that happen because of our usage of the mind. We can go and taint an object completely. We can say to the object, that this is good or this is bad. I can use it for the purpose of, rising higher in life, or I can use it for the purpose of coming down in life. So there is this person called Bitti. Now Bitti is a person who masqueraded. Bitti Monty is the name of the person. He masqueraded as some Rajan something and he got his degree and post graduation and joined some bank or something like that. It has come in the newspapers. Now, the same knowledge that he had could be used for the purpose of doing good, but the person was responsible for raping a German woman in Delhi. So why using that same knowledge for some wrong purpose? So you think God is making him do or something like that? No. It is Prakriti, it is the nature which makes a person do that. So the person who understands that it is not God who is responsible for these actions, but the Prakriti alone. So sometimes in your life when you see everything black, everything bad, everything horrible, everything misleading, you're going down, down, down. My world is coming to an end. I can't do this, I can't do that, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. All these things which keep on dogging you, it's a creation of your own mind. And sometimes you feel, hey, I am so free, I don't have to bother. I am a free bird. Now see, I am not a person who is bothered by the money and the religion and this and that. So you feel very high and light. Both these things, the low and the high, both are a part of Prakriti's creation. Please understand, the framework God has nothing to do with it. So next time, please kindly don't blame God for that. So, he who sees all the actions are performed in every way by nature, Prakriti, and the self as the non-doer. He alone verily sees. So next time, whenever you have these thoughts, God, why are you bringing all the problems to me in the world? Can you take that out of your mind, please? Because the self is the non-doer. It's not doing anything. It doesn't do anything. It is the Prakriti. It's your own nature. It's your own karma which is making it do. Just now you understood, no? The same object can be seen from a different perspective. Who is seeing it? You think God is making you see or what? No. See, let us say there are 10 people and there is a bar of gold over there. Ask every person, what does that bar of gold mean to you? A person who is very lusty and greedy will say, that is, lot of money, lot of things, which are going to give me, पता नहीं उसमें से बहुत पैसा निकलेगा, उसमें से मैं ये करूँगा, वो करूँगा, I'll make bangles, I'll make this, I'll make that. But the same thing, if you ask a divine person what is it, he will say, I don't know, it's some bar, some metal bar is there, yellow color metal. Do you want it? He will say, no, I don't want it. Think about it. If he takes that bar of gold and puts it in his jola and starts walking, what will happen to him?
If he returns, it will follow.
People will go and murder him, So, bar of gold is responsible for creating so much of problem? No. It is people's minds. So it is Prakriti. It is the nature which makes it do that. I told you the bar of gold has its own nature. It can be positive, negative, neutral, or whatever. Don't worry about it. Everything is there in that person and that bar of gold. So it's equally distributed. So a person who understands that the self is the non-doer, the self, God, Paramatma, Krishna, whatever you want to call him, Jesus, Father in heaven, anything, is a non-doer. Don't attribute doership to that. The moment man perceives the diversified existence of being as rooted in the one supreme spirit and the spreading forth of all beings from the same, that very moment he attains Brahma, which is true consciousness and bliss solidified. The moment you see like this, the moment will come in your life when you can see everything is emanating from this one supreme divine consciousness alone. That means there is no differentiation in the self. The self is outside, the self is inside, the self is in our child, the self is in our father, the self is in the villain that is there in front of us, in the chair, everything is the self alone. The moment you see this, at that time you will go in the state of the Brahma, which is the solidification of the Sat Chit Ananda. So, but now, can we see this God in everything?
More than the 24.
Very difficult. Just now, Brito, तुम्हारा मम्मी डैडी ने जोर से है ना knock किया बोला, Brito, come out. What are you doing? God vanishes. और सेंथिल को सेंथिल का बेटा आया, Daddy, what is happening? Go to sleep. Go to sleep. So the God vanishes. No, it has to be constant. You have to see God in everything. You have to see Samantar. Everything is equal. A person who sees everything as equal, remember, will treat acid as acid alone. He's not going to drink it to say, this is God, I am going to drink it. ऐसा करके वो पागल नहीं है करने के लिए. He knows acid is an acid is an acid. It is to be used in the toilet for cleaning the toilet. But then he will say lemon juice is a lemon juice is a lemon juice. You can drink it if you wish to. So this knowledge is also there. Knowing God is in everything, equally distributed. Yet attributes because of Prakriti may be different. This knowledge, that the moment you have this, you are transported to the state of Brahma, which is the Sat Chit and Ananda. Arjuna, being without beginnings and without attributes, this indestructible Supreme Spirit, the dwelling in the body, in fact does nothing nor gets contaminated. So understand that thing, that Ch13, that particular object called the self, which is in everything outside also. Just now we discussed, you have to see everything outside. Now look at yourself inside also. It is the same self distributed evenly everywhere. This knowledge also has to come in. So the moment you get this knowledge that there is an equal distribution everywhere of the self, then why do you think it is supposed to do any action? It is a non-doer. It doesn't do anything. Please understand, the self-realized being, I told you again and again, I am saying, the self-realized being, if he is given 2 glasses of yellow color liquid, he will drink the one which is a lemon juice and he will not drink the one which contains acid in it. You will say he is the doer. No. The realized being is a non-doer. The Prakriti in him decides whether he has to take lemon juice or whether he has to take acid. But mind is not in play. He is not thinking about it. He is not dwelling on the subject matter. He just is where he is. Yes. In his world, there is no such thing as intelligence working and this working and cogitating कौन सा क्लास लेने का right left हाँ उधर लिखा है ये लेने का है वो लेने का.
Is it called intuition?
No, it's not called intuition. It's a part and parcel that the body is supposed to go through something. Okay. Now he may drink the acid.
Or he's fulfilling his karma.
Yeah. He may drink that poison ka pyala. And yet the person will not get poisoned. Because in his world, he is a non-doer.
Mind is not controlled.
So when he is a non-doer, उसने पॉइजन पिया कि नहीं पिया फर्क क्या पड़ने वाला है. अगर उसके बॉडी को मरना ही है तो वो मर जाएगा. सॉक्रेटिस मर गया ना, मीराबाई जिंदा रही है कि नहीं. So the one who is lost in the self will always have no complications to drink the glass of poison or to drink the glass of a lemon juice. He has no differences in his world. As the all-pervading ether is not contaminated by reason of its subtlety, though permeating the body, the self is not affected by the attributes of the body due to its attributeless character. Just like there is ether in the air, there is ether all over and there is air moving in it, correct? Just now there is a breeze going, so the breeze is moving through the ether. Do you think the ether is getting affected? No. In the same way, the breeze is moving, the air is moving over there. So in this person, in this Supreme Divine Person, what happens to this person is, in his world, he is the self, which is like ether, and the body is like the wind, which is just blowing. So why is it going to affect the ether? So the body is going to do what it is going to do. Understood this line? See, again if you want I'll explain. In this place just now there is ether. Okay? Ether is after the 5 elements that we were doing. Now ether is there and there is wind also. Now the wind is blowing through it or the sunlight is coming through it. The sunlight is heating up a place or the wind is cooling something. Do you think the ether is getting affected? No. So in the same way, the person, a human being who is a realized person, the self is equal to ether. It's like an example. Doesn't mean that the self in ether is one and the same. No. The self is equal to ether as per their understanding. And in the body, things that are happening. गुस्सा आया, मारामारी किया, ठंडा हो गया, प्यार से बात किया, ये सब is like the sun rays hitting, or the sun rays, giving sunshine to the plants, or the wind is blowing, it is cooling, or it is giving you dirty smell. Everything is happening, whereas ether is not affected. Same way the self is in the person, in this body. And the body is doing what it is supposed to do. It is supposed to do something. जैसे बाल आने ही है तो बाल आते रहेंगे, जड़ने हैं बाल तो जड़ेंगे बाल, खाना खाना है तो खाना खाएंगे. Okay, everything, whether you think there is a bad or the good in this material world that is happening, is not happening to the self, but it is happening to the body. And body is under the domain of Prakriti. This is the understanding this line is giving. Arjuna, as the one sun illumines this entire universe, so the one Atma spirit illumines the whole Kshetra field. So understand, just like one sun is lighting up every place on this planet Earth, in this solar system of ours, it is lighting it up. Same way, the same sun-like self is lighting up this entire Prakriti, this entire creation, the whole universe. It is giving it the life, the movement, the sound, the smell, everything it is doing. Yet it is not a part of it. The sun is over here, the sun is coming from the window. You think that the sun is over here? No. The sun rays are over here. Doesn't mean that the sun is there. So now understand this line also. Things are happening in the body because of the self, but the self is not involved. Prakriti is involved in it. This much understanding you need to have. Don't involve the self in it. The sun is in its own place. The rays are coming on the earth. It is heating, cooling, giving, solace sometimes. It is giving harsh sun is there. Everything is there. Similarly, a person is having the self. A self is evenly distributed, just like the sun. Yet it is not involved in anything. Those who thus perceive with the eye of wisdom the difference between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna and the phenomena of liberation from Prakriti and her evolutes reach the Supreme Eternal Spirit. So the people, those who can understand this divine knowledge, the separation between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna, these two differentiations you should know, and the phenomena of liberation from Prakriti. Remember, the Prakriti is the one who does everything. The self does not do. So if you understand the difference between these two, Prakriti and evolutes, you did all the evolutes and all that. Only the one who understands the differentiation between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna, and the Prakriti as a mover and the self as a non-mover and non-doer, that person reaches the state of the self, or reaches self-realization, knows the self, becomes liberated. Thus in the Upanishads sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scriptures of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, ends the 13th chapter entitled The Yoga of Discrimination between the Field and the Knower of the Field.
So this line also says that the self is a non-doer. Then you stop praying. Praying and ask.
The moment you are the self, the moment a self-realized being has understood, realization has come to him. Whom will he pray to?
Because self is a non-doer.
Correct. Whom will he pray to? Nobody. So he doesn't pray to anybody. He doesn't have God in the system. He doesn't have demon in the system. He doesn't have any good or bad in the system. What he knows is the Prakriti is the doer. Why should I bother about it?
So when you say Prakriti is the doer, then the karmas that you are going through, you are also the Prakriti as a doer.
See, what happens is the Prakriti is the one which has given shape. Shape. If you remember going back, it is the one which is the bottle giving shape to the bottle. But the moment you understand you are the water and not the bottle, what happens to the bottle? What is it to you?
It doesn't affect the self in any way.
Correct. You have dissolved in the self. But the bottle may get recycled once again. Bottle is from the Panchabhutas. The Panchabhutas are anyway going to get recycled. You got it? So whether it gets recycled or doesn't get recycled, what is it to you? You are no longer that Panchabhuta, isn't it? Earlier you were thinking you are the bottle, and now you know bottle is only a coming. Yes. This is the understanding that you need to have. Any questions?
Yeah, it was quick. 10 verses.
Good, now finish so fast. So now you can go back to sleep. If there is any questions, we can take up that. Otherwise, we can do the next chapter. Or otherwise, we can do it tomorrow. It's not a problem at all. It's a short chapter of 27 verses. It's a yoga of divisions of the three gunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Okay? I think we can do it tomorrow. Because let us begin the chapter, and if possible we can do the entire chapter, if possible. We can do it. It's not a problem at all. We can complete the whole chapter if you want to. Or maybe we can do it half, depending on how the whole thing takes off. So
here the whole differentiator is in knowledge.
See, he has used three different words. One word he has used is meditation. One word is meditation. Second word he says is knowledge. Third word he used over there is karma or action.
The three yogis.
Okay. These are the three words he has used. We can use any of these three words and reach the state of the heart. Okay? That is the self. You can reach the state of the self in any of these three ways. But when you reach the state of the self, by knowing the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna and the knowledge that is there required in it, you are going to get dissolved. So no coming back. So any of these techniques that you use, whether by meditation or by knowledge or by action, karma yoga, your primary aim is to reach the state of liberation only. Liberation, dissolvement. You are actually going to get dissolved. He is not talking of Bhakti Marga over here. Please do not mistake that. Here he is very clearly telling you by Jnana Yoga, by the yoga of meditation or by the yoga of work, which is karma, you are going to get liberated, dissolved. You will know the self. You will get self-realization.
You get moksha.
Yes. So only the first divine unmanifest. Important word over here. Everybody is going to go to the first divine unmanifest. See, he has used the word Brahma over there. Have you seen?
Yeah. So the self is.
Yes, he has used the word Brahma over there. He is not telling you have to come to me. Nowhere in this chapter has he said you can come to me. Have you seen? Because this is not his domain. He doesn't even bother about it. He says he's one of my departments. You want to come over there, you come over there. And there you go dissolve. Okay?
Here he says moksha.
Yeah. So, this chapter, to know the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna, you can dissolve like that and disappear. So, only to reach the state of the first divine unmanifest or the Brahma. Bas. Beyond that, nothing. Alright.
But the biggest differentiator is knowledge. Even a bhakt who comes back and a bhakt also has
No, I
knowledge.
don't
of the
understand. The bhakti is not supposed to have knowledge. See, in the bhakti
But
mark,
you said it automatically is confirmed.
yeah, he gets it.
He gets
But
it.
you know what Krishna says? He gets it. The moment you become my bhakt, I will give you the knowledge.
Okay, so this knowledge doesn't.
This knowledge will be given by Krishna.
But having this knowledge doesn't dissolve you.
No, you just know the knowledge. It is like you know how to make idli, dosa, vada, sambar. But are you going to make it? You may have the knowledge. I know how to make it. Why bother about it? It is there somewhere, stored in our life. Okay, so think about it. If you see a Ramakrishna Paramahansa or a Ramana Maharshi or a Sai Baba, he's got so much of knowledge, isn't it? वो क्या तुमको क्या लगता है वो इडली डोसा नहीं बना सकता है? उसका भी नॉलेज है, वो काय को बनाएगा? He's not bothered. He's in the bhakti mark. Somebody will make for him and feed him. His prakriti will make people do this for him. Do you understand? Please understand this difference between a normal human being and these abnormal creatures. A normal human being has to work for money. These type of people who are on the bhakti mark with Krishna don't do anything. जो उनको आने का है वो आता है, नहीं आने का है नहीं आता है. जो देने वाला देता है, नहीं देने वाला नहीं देता. जो देगा उसका भी भला, जो नहीं देगा उसका भी भला. अल्लाह मालिक, राम राम. So these people are like, fakir. They are like avdutas. Somebody gives them to eat, they will eat. Somebody doesn't give them to eat, also doesn't make a difference. Because everything in the material world is full of desires. Even a desire of being with Krishna is a desire, isn't it?
These people,
think,
although they are affected by their karma or undergoing their karma,
the body is undergoing, the prakriti is doing its job, yes. But they know they are not the body.
So that's what I said. It's the knowledge that's a differentiator.
They don't even bother about the knowledge, don't you understand?
They know they are not the body. That knowledge.
You see, in our normal world, how do we behave? We behave with the application of the mind. Where is the question of application for these people? They don't have mind only. They are on autopilot. The body just keeps on doing where they are on autopilot, their coordinates are fixed, the plane is going like that only, automatically. So these people, no, वो उनका एरोप्लेन में एक अच्छा सेक्सी अगर ये वेट्रेस आके क्या बोलता है उसको स्टूवर्डेस आया होस्टेस आके उसको पानी दिया या कुछ भी दिया उससे भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. No, nothing is going to happen. See, in their world they are least bothered about this. So where is the question of having knowledge is there. It is there somewhere, lying somewhere. Like I told you, इडली बनाने का knowledge है. क्या करने का है मेरे को? If I have to use it, what is the point in having that? I have so many books. What is the point in having the books? They are there just like that. They are of no use. They can be useful to somebody else, but it doesn't make a difference. They are there, not there. What difference does it make? That's why my camera is standing on top of two books of Srimad Bhagavatam. Think about it. The Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is making the camera stand. That is knowledge. The book is making it stand in the correct place. Whereas if I open the book, it will have more knowledge. Don't you think so? See, a normal being will say that it is blasphemy. Blasphemy. Okay? You know, the Pope, I was his girlfriend for so many years. He didn't marry me करके एक औरत ने बोला. There is a new Pope who is appointed. He is from Argentina. And there is one lady who says, you see, it's because I didn't marry, he became a Pope. Think about it, she is greater than God, boss. Pope should pray to her then. How funny. You think the Pope is going to pray to her, oh, thank you very much because you didn't get married to me, that I became a Pope. वो बोलने वाला नहीं है. Only the foolish can talk like this. Whereas the knower of the truth doesn't even open his mouth, doesn't even bother to talk also. Because it's waste of breath. He knows why you mean can I not use that time for just being lost in God? So Pope will say, I don't want to give any statements. If somebody wants to get married to me when I was 16, I don't care a damn. I am lost in the Lord. Where is my rosary? चलो हम लोग बैठ के ना थोड़ा भगवान के बारे में गपशप करेंगे और क्या I mean for a normal human being it's a great thing, but for a person who has reached the state of divine consciousness, it doesn't make a difference whether the knowledge is there or not there. We give importance to that. They don't give importance to it. It's like today we will say, the Dalai Lama is such a great person. He is fortunate to be a Dalai Lama. Ask the Dalai Lama. He will answer in a very simple way. You want to be? चलो तू आ जा इधर आ जा. I asked somebody. I have people, people full time is going on in the phone, in this, in that. Do you want to take my place for one day? I will be happy to resign. Please come and take my place. No, because everybody talks of going down. Nobody talks of going up. Why? See, we have a mind which will always push us down. Tomorrow onwards, I will come with one big, oh my God, my world is crashing. Everything is come to a standstill. I don't have money. I have so many problems. Arey boss. Then what is the point? When this knowledge is gone to the dogs, no use. So the person is not at all considering what is it that is good or bad. So he doesn't make a differentiation between good, bad, evil, this, that, no differentiation at all. Everything is the self. To see everything as God is the most profound thing in the world. And let the lemon juice be a lemon juice and an acid be an acid. Please don't mix up the two. It will never going to happen that way.
So, Guru,
yes.
Guru, like, is it like we should not be like judgmental in just observing?
Absolutely. See, just let us see, let us say, for example, Satya comes to you and says, what is this, Sanjay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. You are supposed to go to the market and get this thing and we are sitting over here and listening to the Satsangs. What is this happening? As a person who is in the, in the spiritual, you please have to understand that her anxiety is speaking. There are certain things missing in the house. Naturally, she is going to get agitated. But if you also join in that agitation, no, then it is going to be Mahayuddha over there at home. Please understand this. Don't bother about it. Okay, I'm sorry, I will get it. You can say these words and calmly diffuse the situation. Okay? Understand, she is having her own set of anxieties. That's what I said, no? In certain things, you have to give credence to that object the way it is. It is our way of creating that difference. So, the moment you are the knower of the self, you will definitely keep those objects away from you which are going to cause you misery, and those objects which are going to be close to you, but it is not going to happen with your knowledge. It's going to happen on its own. The person who is a self-realized being in his world, he doesn't run after objects. The objects may run after him. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't bother about it. Just do what you are supposed to do, calmly, peacefully. Or if you want to take up your talwar and ICBMs and all that, that also you can do. So at the end of the day, this person now who is lost in the Lord doesn't give any importance to anything in the world except this divine consciousness, supreme divine consciousness.
So you were saying he doesn't react.
No, his body is going to react. एक थप्पड़ मारेगा तो उसको लाल लाल होएगा कि नहीं? अभी मेरे को लाल नहीं होएगा, मेरे को काला हो जाएगा. So Prakriti is going to work in Prakriti.
No, somebody is giving gali, you're going to feel bad. So
Feeling bad requires an object which is called the mind.
So you have to constantly be in a no mind state. Otherwise,
if you give importance to mind, it's going to create problem. You see, the thing is very simply this. Those who suffer from a lot of headaches, body aches, mind, tensions, their mind is at play. Okay, एक पीछे टाइगर लगाएगा ना तो कुछ दे मतलब नो हेडेक nothing no mind, you are going to keep on running. Correct or no? So where is it that then the only thing is, can I save myself? Today Tej comes home. Okay, now you are having a pain in your knee. Tej comes home with 10 friends of hers. Okay, and then she tells Mummy, you make pakoras, you make this, you make that. And those friends, auntie, how are you? Fine, we love your pakoras, we love this. So 10 जन आके तुम्हारे सिर पे खड़े होके, do you really think your pain is going to be that good? Are you going to tell them, my knee is hurting, my this is hurting? No. You will smile and you will start making those pakoras and tea and coffee and all the beautiful stuff. And you will yourself join in that melee, And then you will talk about their life, they will talk about your life. And the whole thing will become such a happy episode. So do you really think that so who is the one who is telling you your head is paining, your body is paining? It is this one only. The moment you override this, nothing will happen. Just now Raj has shut off her camera, and saying I got a headache. Okay? And just now one movie comes, Jab We Met. Okay, on TV. Or Love and Other Drugs or something like that. And the TV is click, click. Okay. Beautiful movie. Jab We Met. La 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 la. And she will start singing just now. Or you think, I got on headache. ऐसा करेगा क्या? No, her headache will disappear. Everything will disappear. No body ache, no headache, nothing. Mind can take this form of enjoyment. The same stupid mind, which was causing so much of misery, will then become a cause of enjoyment.
it's all about displacement.
Yes.
Conversion.
And this person who is lost in the self, doesn't even bother about all these things.
Unepic.
You give him one or you poke him with a pin, he'll say, "Ooh," or "Ouch." And then he'll go ahead. Suppose a pin has poked his knee, ऐसा करके आगे चला जाएगा वो. Just a person who is a hypochondriac. My God, I need to take one injection. I'll go to the hospital at tetanus, and that was rusted, and this is happening and that is happening. Oh my God, my finger was hurting only here. Now my whole finger is hurting. After that, whole body starts hurting. I mean, think about it. This is what happens to a person. The mind in this place, with that pinprick, starts expanding its operations and goes down and down and down. Then the whole body starts hurting. For a yogi who is lost in the self, he'll just suck his finger and he'll walk away. Blood, nice taste. Anyway, I drink blood. So, in his world, he just does it for the sake of doing. There is no, I want to do, I have to do, there are desires and all, nothing, no desires.
So it doesn't exert his mind at all.
If he wants to fight with you, he will fight like as if it's a cat and a dog fight.
Without exertion, no mind.
No, he's least bothered about it. But his body will get tired. Okay. You will find sweat on his face and all that, everything, all external signs will be there. But being lost in the self, it doesn't, there is no carry forward. Carry forward, like if you remember, long ago I had taught you all, about the debit credit account. No debit credit in his world, so no carry forward. पैसा है तो खर्चा करने का, नहीं है तो नहीं खर्चा करने का.
क्या खर्चा
क्या खर्चा करेगा? बोला पैसा है खर्चा कर सकता है, नहीं है क्या करेगा? नहीं कर सकता है. So it is like हाजी मलंग बाबा, साईं बाबा, जो देगा उसका भी भला, जो नहीं देगा उसका भी भला, अल्लाह मालिक. So becoming this Avduta is the most beautiful thing in the world. It's like a fakir. Doesn't give a damn whether he's wearing clothes, not wearing clothes, whether he has money, doesn't have money, whether he has a house or doesn't have a house. There is no exertion in his world because of this. That is why he is called a free spirit. Alright? So, anything else? Any questions? No? So then we will meet tomorrow then. Okay. So please go back to sleep, or it must